Beachbody here again, guys, and today's video is all about frequency and how much rest is adequate and necessary for each body part when you're training. Because everybody knows that rest and recovery is the most important part of training, right? It's the most important part of progression, right? Well, not everybody knows that, apparently. And I keep seeing things online where people think that the more training they do and the earlier they get up in the morning, the better the results are going to be. The amount of people in the world who go to the gym or do any kind of sports and think that because they get up early in the morning, earlier than you, they're going to make more gains than you is unreal. I just don't understand the logic behind it. Like, where did that come from? Seriously. Not only are there several studies, probably more than I can count or even find to show you, that prove rest is the most important factor, if not one of the most important factors in recovery and progression, no matter what sport or activity you do. It's just a key component to everything that you can do that's physical or mental. But this video is about physical, so sorry, find another video. But yeah, so anyway, I found this video online when I was looking through social media. Might have been Instagram, might have been YouTube, I can't remember. But it's Jay Cutler talking about the adequate rest times for training your body parts. And I think he's hit the nail right on the head. And I'm glad he made this video.
What is the adequate time to rest a body part, specifically biceps? So if I was going to train my biceps, I would give myself 5 to 7 days rest in between. From research shows that you need 72 hours to, when you train a muscle with volume to recover that muscle group. So I would say definitely 72 hours rest before you train it again. Not to say you can't shock the body and train it, several times. If you want to do biceps 3 times a week, it's a smaller muscle group. But remember, recovery is when the muscle is growing. So be choosy about how you rest and how you monitor your workout routines, and always focus on the growth.
Because someone of Jay Cutler's stature and someone of Jay Cutler's momentum in the sport and just in bodybuilding culture as a whole, he plays a vital role in shaping where this sport and the future of people's fitness actually goes. Because people are going to listen to him. Not a lot of people are listening to me right now. I'm still new, but Jay Cutler is a 4-time Mr. Olympia champion. He's an online coach. He has a lot behind his name. So the fact that this guy and a lot of other guys who are like him as well are coming out nowadays and sharing their knowledge through social media videos, through reels, through TikToks, even just through online coaching is great. But if you haven't seen the video, well, you've clicked on this now, so you might as well just watch mine. So in this short video, Jay talks about how he trains and his adequate rest times that he found over his career, both competing and just training in general. And at one point specifically mentions his biceps. Now, he says that a lot of studies show that 72 hours is the perfect time to rest.
From research shows that you need 72 hours to, when you train a muscle with volume to recover that muscle group. So I would say definitely 72 hours rest before you train it again.
And I think that's spot on, to be fair. I see so many people who, A, spend too long training a certain body part because, unless you're like big Ramy, you don't need to put so much emphasis on one muscle group at one time. But also they train it too frequently. They might train it one day and then train it the next again. It's like, what's the point, really? You're doing a lot more harm than you are good. Just like Jay says in this video, just like I preach to people around me, just like I've said in my past videos, the most important part of training is the recovery between sessions. If you're putting so much intensity and volume and effort and emphasis into putting so much stress on your muscles, you need to make sure you're getting enough rest for your body to come back, bounce back and recover from that and get that little bit stronger or that little bit better at handling that resistance. It's the same in every sport. It's not just bodybuilding. How do you think you progress in things like sprinting, long distance running? You'll do a certain amount of training, you'll take it quite intense, and then you'll have a little bit of a break. You might have a day or two off racing completely, and then you'll come back and do a little bit further. You don't just run a marathon every day and suddenly just get good at it. You have to spend time resting. You have to spend time in bed, getting enough sleep, eating properly, looking after your body and your mind, and resting. Comes down to what I say all the time, day in, day out. Whole foods, good rest, good training, and a great mental state. All comes down to loving the process. What do I preach all the time? Love what you do. Find something that you love and stick to it. Because yeah, people hate rest days. I do anyway. Is it just me? Does that make me weird? Anyway, I guess a lot of other people don't like rest days, but if you love the process of what it is that you're doing, no matter what sport or activity it is, you're really, really going to stick to it and understand that it is necessary. You're going to love the journey, all of it, training days and the rest days. Taking it back to the start of the video, Jay does mention about training your body part once every 5 to 7 days.
So if I was going to train my biceps, I would give myself 5 to 7 days rest in between.
I personally have spent a lot of time following this method, and I do think it is a good method to build strength and build muscle, especially if you're emphasizing a certain body part, or if you're new to training perhaps. But that all comes down to how much intensity you can handle and how sore you feel after your training and how fast you feel ready after that session to go again. For example, yeah, training one body part a week is great. You'll recover. But what happens when you're ready after 3 days or after 4 days? Are you then going to wait an extra 3 or 4 days to that 7th day to train again? No, why would you? It's wasted time. If you train it twice, studies do show that you're going to make more progress. You're going to put your body under more stress, more intensity, more volume. If you can be intense twice a week instead of once a week, you're putting your body under twice the intensity on paper. You're putting your body under twice the volume. That's twice the stress. And obviously, we know it doesn't always work like that. But on paper, what I'm trying to say is, why train it once when you can train it twice? But it does depend on the person. I've seen great results from training one body part once a week. I've seen great results from training the same body part 2 times a week. Up till recently, I've been training my legs twice a week. I've had a 10-day training split, and there was 3 leg days across that 10 days. That worked for me. It might not work for you. So it's all about watching these videos, listening to guys like Jay, listening to guys like me, and basically finding out what works for you through trial and error. That's all it is. That's all the best coaches in the world are. They did trial and error, and they learned from the guys who came before them, and they built on top of their experience. Look at Hani Rambod, one of the best trainers in the world. He started off learning from Chad Nichols. And he's built on his knowledge. He's taken what he was taught and learned more. He's got a great understanding of biomechanics. And that's why he's one of the greatest trainers in the world, because of trial and error, through learning, through experience. You don't just know it all from day one. Learn your body. Try once a week. Try training twice a week. Try training it 3 times a week. That might be too much for you. It's too much for me. That's fine. Training is all about being optimal, finding the best way to get the best results, and most of all, loving what you do. Ending the video on a high note, guys. It's like 10:30 p.m. where I am, guys. I've just got back from crushing a massive delts chesting in the gym, so I need a shower. But anyway, like, subscribe, click the bell button, and comment down below what you think of the video, and if you have any different opinions to what I have or any experiences that you might want to share. And I'll see you in the next one.